Charles Richardson Show is uncensored and is for adults only. Mature or immature, doesn't matter.
I've shown my dick to people I work with hundreds of times, and they love it, not just because I'm the boss. Hi, I'm Marty Schaefer, president of Schaefer's New Zealand style products, such as Dick Sealant, Dick Hardener, Dick Remover, and my personal favourite, the Dick Sucker. Until recently, we used to refer to those all-important office presentations as PowerPoints. But in today's office, dicks are on the tip of everyone's tongue. And that's why our latest product focuses on the many dicks you're exposed to at work. Schaefer's New Zealand-style dick presentations. Guys, let's show them all the different dicks they can buy from us. Running a company can be challenging. And that's why I communicate to my clients and employees in the clearest way a man can in the corporate environment, with my dick. Oh, sorry. There for me, Barbara? Yeah. Even though we have all sorts of dicks, fast-paced dicks, flashy dicks, interactive dicks, inspirational dicks, persuasive dicks, and dicks just for the holidays, you can't just rock up to a meeting and whoop your dick out. Before I show my dick to anyone, I put it on the biggest screen I can find and then spend up to 2 hours poring over every detail of my enormous dick. It's the longest one at this office. Everyone's eyes widen when they first see it, but once they get their hands on the hard copy, they get the feel of my dick, and I like watching them do it. If your dick is boring, people can easily doze off because they've seen a dick like yours before. But with Schaefer's New Zealand-style dick presentations, you'll virtually slap them with your dick. Jim, wake up. What was I talking about?
Your dick?
Good, Jim. It's a good sign if Jim is following along. He's seen so many dicks, I'm convinced all he dreams of are dicks.
No more dicks. Get it out of my face. I've had enough.
Poor little guy. I've got to go now. I've done such a fantastic job presenting my dick around the office that I've got a meeting with the head of human resources. Hope it's a promotion. Kidding, I'm the president. I can do whatever I want. You wanted to see me, Kathy? Schaefer's New Zealand-style dick presentations. Try our dicks. They're easy because they're not hard.
You're pissing me off, man. Fuck. I bang on the door, but you won't let me in. Cause you're sick and tired of me creaking up gin. Lock all the doors from the front to the back. And left me a note telling me I should pack. I walk in the bar and the fellas all cheer. They order me up a whiskey and beer. You ask me why I'm writing this poem. It's not a tavern, but I call it home. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Pour my beer down the sink. I've got more in the trunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. And I'm going to be drunk till the next time I'm drunk. You've given me an option. You say I must choose between you and the liquor. Then I'll take the booze. I'm jumping on Western down to the south side. Where I'll sit down and exercise my Irish pride. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Pour my beer down the sink. I've got more in the trunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you, I'm drunk. And I'm going to be drunk till the next time I'm drunk.
Good morning. I'm Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to treat you to an ice cream, an apple pie, and diabetes. Diabetes. I'd like to treat you to diabetes. Actually, I'm surrounded by diabetes. Now, one of the things I've learned to do is laugh at people with type 2 adult onset diabetes. And you ought to be laughing at people with type 2 adult onset diabetes every 15 or 20 minutes. I went to see a doctor. And I think the most important thing he said to me was, Wilfred, I'm going to give you diabetes. Wilford, if you want to get type 2 adult onset diabetes, I'm going to give you type 2 adult onset diabetes. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been. Now, I'm not perfect, and I've eaten ice cream and apple pie and ice cream and my medicine and people with diabetes. And have a good day.
This presentation is brought to you by Liberty Medical, helping you to manage your diabetes and get the supplies and support you need so you can live a better life.
I see you walking around, I'm creeping, I'm making sounds. I swear your booty's so round, and now I'm so horny. I got my phone, took a pic, send it to yours, you should click. Yeah, look at that, that's my dick. But now I'm so horny. You're applying lotion, bouncing in slow motion. I just like an ocean. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my penis, so touch it maybe. It kinda slants right at you, baby. But that's my penis, so kiss it maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my penis, let's make some babies. And all the other girls never date me. But here's my penis, can I put it in your booty? You saw the pic, never called, so then I sent you my balls. You sent me nothing at all, but still I'm so horny. I wanna play with your hair, your panties give me a pair, but now you're looking all scared, that makes me more horny. You're applying lotion, bouncing in slow motion. I just like an ocean. Where you think you're going, bitch? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my penis, so touch it maybe. It kinda slants right at you, baby. But that's my penis, so kiss it maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my penis, let's make some babies. And all the other girls never date me. But here's my penis, can I put it in your booty? Before I met you, I would ask, where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? Before I met you, I would ask, where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? My penis curves right for you, baby. So now it's your turn. Show me your labia.
Live from the Raw Talk Studios in Southwest Florida, it's the Charles Richardson Show. Stay where you are. The Charles Richardson Show will return after this.
All right. Come on, Philly boy, unmute your mic.
I'm golden, man.
There he is. You're golden. I know you're golden. I couldn't hear you the first
I was
part.
just shaking. I was talking a lot of shit, and I didn't want you to hear it. So,
Oh, is that what it is? So what's the sense of talking to me?
man, what is it? Well, I wrote in the private chat. The hell, why not? You got penis on the brain today, man. I mean, that's two songs in your opening intro that centers around the dick, man.
No, it wasn't two songs. It was one was a bit about a company. Of course, he has a thick Australian accent. It's supposed to be a deck, but it's a deek. So I actually got 3 bits of that guy too. So that's I kind of rotate him in every now and then.
Well, happy Friday, Chuck.
Yeah, happy Friday there, Phil. What's going on? Friday is May the 20th, 2022. Welcome, everybody. It's Friday. And if you work tomorrow, that's Saturday. And that sucks for you because I don't work on Saturday. Hell, I don't even work on Friday.
Right. I don't work, period. I'm retired, so.
Oh, suck it.
Hey, I've earned it.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, who am I to judge? People, I just am envy with people that are retirees because it's like, damn it, that's what the life I want to live. I want to go ahead and wake up. If I want to pee in my own bed, I can do that. I don't have to worry about getting up.
No, because you're married. You can't get away with that shit.
See, so you still have to work actually.
Hey, you're going to work harder as a retiree than you ever will right now. I promise.
So honestly, besides the show that you got going, what other hobbies do you do?
Oh, Jesus, man.
Because my uncle retired from corporate McDonald's, and he got so bored he had to take a part-time job.
You know, but besides, I mean, this show here, it takes up. I mean, seriously, when I wake up in the morning, I come in here, I sit behind my computer, and so 3 days a week, I'm dedicating every day or 3 days a week to this. And then, you know, trying to help my wife, you know, she's, you know, doing her one-of-a-kind art. You know, she's an artist. She's making tumblers. I mean, this woman is definitely growing. So there's always something for me to do. And then on the weekends, you know, is when I'm cutting my hair and I cut my lawn. So 7 days a week, I'm doing something.
Wait. So you have to cut your hair every week?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm like this right here.
Really
It's entirely too long for me, man. I hate the hair, dude. So, I mean, you know,
I can see. Yeah, you're always wearing a hat, so it's like you just don't dig your hair, man. I don't understand why. I mean, it's not like you're really balding or anything like that. I mean, it's receding a little bit, but I mean, come on.
No,
man.
it's not. That's the thing. It's my hairline's not receding. Matter of fact, it's quite
actually, yeah, it's pointed. It's like it's like you go up to. It's like, hey, I'm looking at you. See?
My wife, man, this shit right here, this widow's peak, man, she gives me so much shit. Anytime I try to cut it, man, she gets onto me. So you know, we gotta. If I'm gonna have hair, I gotta have the point.
Well, you see, I got a problem too. It's like, you know, my wife. It's like she always wants this.
That's the flavor saver, man.
I don't know about that. It's not exactly the fresh flavor saver, if you know what I mean. There ain't no lifesavers or Skittles in there. There ain't no, like, you know, we're talking about like, you know, 2-3 old barbecue sauce or something like that. It's just stunk to high heaven. I'm not gonna like go that bad. I mean, come on. I feel something sticky. I'm gonna wash it. But it's just like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just want to go clean shaven. I want to go ahead and be a clean face. And she's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I can't take kissing you. I'm so used to the fit. I'm thinking, how that can't be that attractive. Kissing fur, kissing bristle. I mean, man, I can't imagine that being that attractive.
If my wife had her say, I would be clean shaven. I mean, I don't even think she'd allow me to have eyebrows if she could get away with it.
Well, I honestly, you know, and the fact that you have your beard growing as long as you do just says, I'm going to go ahead and defy you. Is that really how you want it?
You know what? For the longest time, man, I just had a goatee. All right. So, yeah, I've always had facial hair ever since I could grow it. But throughout my whole military career, I had to have the little, what we call it like a Hitler mustache, right? Where it ends at the corner of the mouth. And that's all you could have. So once I got out of the military, I was like, no. I'm not shaving my face ever again, and then here we are. But man,
this is from how long? How long have you gone that for?
Oh, hell, I think I've had this beard now for about a year. But I've always had a goatee. At a minimum, I had a mustache and goatee ever since I ever since I could grow hair.
Well, wasn't Hitler's mustache like just like a square, right? Like you see where the that's all he had.
The nostrils. No, so we called it Hitler stash because it truly. Let's see here.
Did Hitler actually shave it for you?
Sometimes we wonder. All right, so check this out. So here's me in the military, right? Let's see if we can.
A little bit of a glare there, but I can make you out. Yeah, you got a little bit of
Do you see
you don't got anything going on there, really. A little bit.
It stops right there at the corner of the mouth, so it's not even a full mustache. Yeah.
But, no, see, so the mustache you're talking about is like Tom Selleck mustache. That's one of a kind. You can actually have a mustache that goes right here. That's fine. I mean, that's what my dad has. My dad, for some reason, shaves it weird. He actually has the hair going like it borders the lip. I don't understand it. He shaves it from down like halfway, and it's like it borders the like it's a line, like somebody drew it. I don't understand that.
Pencil thin mustache, man. It's dapper. It's dapper. That's man. Think about the Clark Gable, right? He had that shit you're talking about, right? That pencil thin mustache. Apparently, somebody thinks that shit look great.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's like, you know, that's not how normally, you know, it's like you either shave it or you don't. It's either bushy, it comes out, looks like, you know, extremely long nostril hair just going across your lip or nothing.
where the nostril hair grows into the mustache, right? Yeah.
Oh my God. See, this is one reason why I have this. I'm Portuguese and my nose hairs just grow. It's like, oh God. Well,
Man.
I don't get these other people that have like almost no nose hair. It's like I have like a freaking forest growing in there.
No, man.
I have to keep trimming it.
Nose hair, ear hair. I mean, man, and even my mustache. I mean, I will shave it down a little bit just because I don't like that shit poking up my nose. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean,
man.
I've always wanted to grow one of those big, thick, Sam Elliott, Tom Selleck, big caterpillar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't do it, man.
I mean, that was the shit back in the 80s, but it's like, I don't think mustaches are in nowadays, are they? I mean, look at me. I don't keep up with the fashion times. So I don't think
right. Yeah. I've had the same, minus the beard. I've had the same mustache and goatee since I was 17. Well, minus the military time, but yeah. So I'm with you.
Yeah. And you're saying your wife is not into the facial hair? She doesn't like it?
This is growing on her. Now,
does she fake coughing up a hairball after she kisses you?
No, but I think she's tuned in. Don't give her any ideas. No, she's actually kind of grown accustomed to this. She likes it. Yeah, right. She's at a whopping 5'1", she's grown accustomed to it.
You better watch out that 5'1", that she can go ahead and put a butt whooping on you.
That's 5 feet of fury, dude. 5 feet of fury. She frightens the hell out of me. I've said that time and time again, and I will say that until I'm dead.
She might be short, but she's quick.
Yes. And she's good with a knife. I don't know if that's
I'm talking about, spreading butter or, baking
stabbing and cutting. Oh, yeah.
See, we're going to have to wait till we go ahead and talk to Hollywood over here with the Crime and Entertainment podcast. She might be on it soon.
Man, it does make me leery, right? When she walks in and goes, "Hey, honey, can you sharpen my knife for me?" Because I can sharpen a knife that you can shave with, right?
Yeah.
One time she comes to me with a knife, like, "Hey, can you sharpen this for me?" I'm like, man, am I sharpening it for me? What are you cutting? What do you plan on cutting?
What's going on here? What's the plan here? I need to know the itinerary before I sharpen the knife, because I need to know if it's going through my skin or if it's going through a chicken skin.
That will determine how much I sharpen it right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it's going through me, hey, listen, I think I may need to dull it up here. It's too sharp.
Yes.
If it's chicken, we'll go ahead and make sure that a little blade of grass goes right down and just slice right in half.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So man, it's Friday. Welcome to Friday, everybody. Thank Christ it's Friday.
It's Friday, you bastard.
That's right, it is. And
yes.
Friday. Well, I mean, what do you got going on the weekend? Anything going on?
I'm sure I'm going to find some kind of work. Man, the weekends is times, like I said, I work on the yard, I'm always working. I'm always trying to do something. And I'm sure.
Green thumb? Are you a gardening dude?
Man, I love my yard. I love my yard. I take care of my yard. Man, I'm that my yard don't get no longer than my hair, right? I gotta maintain it. I don't like an ugly looking yard.
Keep it short like AstroTurf.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm surprised you live down there in Texas. I'm surprised you haven't gone and cleared out the Astrodome when they blew it up and took some of that AstroTurf and made it in your yard.
If I thought I could get away with it, I would have. It's just so much easier.
What do you think about a rock pebble lawn? Have you ever you seen one of those? I mean, they look really nice, but I mean, how do you feel about that?
When I lived in El Paso, because it don't really rain, and when it does, the ground just it absorbs it entirely too fast. So all the yards in El Paso were gravel yards, that little pea gravel shit, and it look like kitty litter, right? And it does look good, but it's just there's nothing like it though. Maintaining it sucks. Yeah, you gotta always gotta pull the weeds, or you can just spray it with your grass killer.
Yeah,
okay, it looks nice, but man, there's just nothing like grass.
None like grass. Now, do you treat it like you got True Green and all these other people?
Oh yeah, I fertilize, I water, I do all of it.
When you say fertilize, are you talking about you take a shit in your yard, or you keep it naturally fertilized, or?
No, there's the best fertilizer I've used. Best fertilizer I've used is called 13. It's an ammonium nitrate, which the whole idea is to put to oxygenate your soil, make your grass greener, and of course it grows a lot quicker. And we kind of got the same.
You don't want that though. You don't want it to grow quick.
Yes, I do. Yes,
you
I do. Yeah, because if it grows quick, it stays thick. Right?
Now, do you have a riding lawnmower, or you have a push?
Oh, yeah. No, I got a riding lawnmower.
I was like saying, there's no way anybody can survive with a push lawnmower anymore. No way.
Well, when I down here, because we're down here close to Beaumont, so we're right here near the coast, and I have something that counts your steps, right? So mowing my yard with a push mower and then weed eating and everything, I think it come out to like a total of like 3.5 miles of pushing and carrying. And I was like, no, man, hell with that. So I told my wife, we got to get a lawnmower, and she agreed. So, got one.
So now for people planning on going ahead and mowing the lawn, well, obviously we know it is time. I know what you're talking about. When I share my screen, I hear that little blah 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 for a little bit, and then it goes away. But no, here's what you want to do, because now summer is coming along. As a matter of fact, down here especially, we're already hitting low mid 90s. So summer's coming along for everybody else. And as a matter of fact, I think they got heat warnings up there in New England. They're going to have some extreme heat. So here's what you want to do when you are feeling, because there's two types of heat dangers: heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So first thing you want to do, heat exhaustion. That's what the first thing you'll experience. If you experience any of this, you're looking at feeling faint or dizzy. You are severely sweating. You have cool, pale, calmy skin, which, listen, if you're baking out in the sun, cool skin is not looking good. You have a rapid or weak pulse, and then you may have some muscle cramps. Now, what to do if you experience any of this shit? Get inside and get into an air-conditioned place. Drink water or take a cool shower, or maybe all three.
What I tell people when they hit this point of heat exhaustion, Charles, I always tell people, man, if you find yourself getting too hot where you're hitting these criteria that you're laying out, take ice packs, put them under your armpits, run cold water over your wrists. And, hell, if anything, get a water hose and just hose you down, man. That's the fastest way to cool your body down from heat exhaustion, is to submerge your body in cool water.
Yeah, just to get anything. Now, keep in mind, when you go ahead first turn on the hose, I'm sure it's not going to be cool water, but it will eventually cool down. Usually it takes about, 10, 15 seconds, especially if you're in a really hot place like 90s, 100-degree heat. The next step is if you completely ignore the left side, it's not getting any better. Then you're looking at throbbing headaches, no sweating. You've just been basically, all the water in you is gone. Red hot and dry skin, and that does not mean you're getting a good tan. A rapid and strong pulse, and you may lose consciousness. That is called heat stroke. And you've gone way past going into an air-conditioned place. The next air-conditioned place you're going to be going to is the hospital.
That's
Call
it.
911.
And the important thing to remember when you're talking heat stroke, heat exhaustion, is if you've ever suffered a heat exhaustion or a heat stroke, that's called you're a heat casualty, right? Once you have become a heat casualty at any point in your life, you're always a heat casualty, which means if you've ever been heat exhaustion or heat stroke, the likelihood of you having either one is a lot higher. So it's a lot easier.
You probably have to go ahead and take more extreme caution. Like,
yes,
you're probably looking at taking a bottle of water out with you and maybe even sucking it down before. I like that. So what Phillips does, and for the people that are listening on audio only, he's got one of those big hats, those old man gardener hats that just
ain't nothing old man about this, dog. Ain't nothing old man about a sombrero. It keeps the sun off of you, right?
Yeah. It's a sombrero, but it doesn't look like a sombrero. It actually looks
I got it shaped.
Yeah, you got it shaped out like a cowboy hat. It's got a really thick or a long bill, like I'd say about 9 to 10 inches, probably longer than some penises out there. But so I got penis on the brain, right? That's
you do.
So make sure you bring one of those. That actually goes ahead and actually covers it's supposed to give shade to your face and your neck and everything like that. That's one of the things to keep cool. And if you notice, and I'm not a NASCAR fan, but I will tell you this, and it's one thing I kind of found interesting, is when NASCAR drivers drive, now they have a thing where there's AC in the car, but it's pumped only to the helmet. So it's like you keep the brain cool, keep the mind cool, everything else can fry up, and as long as the brain is working fine, you're good. So
the other thing that a lot of people don't realize, it sounds counterproductive, but if you're working outside, wear long sleeves. Long sleeves, long pants. Yes.
Okay, I'm over here thinking the opposite because I'm thinking long sleeve, long pants, hot day. You're gonna get it's gonna get worse. Why is that? What's the thought process behind that?
Well, the thought process is because you sweat. What it does with the long sleeve. So if you're wearing short sleeves and shorts, things like that. So any sweat that hits you, or any sweat that anytime you perspire, any light breeze is going to dry you up really quick, right? And it's going to make you hotter. Creates that humidity on your own body. But long sleeve shirts, long pants, when you're working with those, what it does is when you do sweat, it allows your clothing to get wet. Sweaty clothes is good clothes because then any light breeze that happens, you're going to feel it. And believe it or not, I know it sounds counterproductive, but with long sleeves, shirts, pants, you're not as likely to become a heat casualty because your body perspires to lower your body temperature. Right. So by you having long sleeves now, of course, you don't want to have your buttons tightened up. You want to wear everything loose and in layers if you're going to wear them.
Right.
But it makes it helps your body regulate.
But let me ask you this, because okay, so granted, excuse me. So granted, you're sweating more. Your clothing is getting wet and everything like that. So you get the cool. But also, aren't you losing? You need to drink twice as much water almost.
The good rule of thumb that I tell everyone, Charles, when they're drinking water, is take your body weight divided by 2. That's how many ounces of water you need to be drinking when you're in an air conditioned building. Now, if you're working outside, then you take that number, your body weight divided by 2, and then multiply it by 1.5.
So hang on a second, I got to do some math now.
All right.
So my body, okay, so last time I weighed myself, I was at 330.
Okay.
By half, I'm looking at 170.
Sure.
165. 165. So you mean to tell me I need to drink 165 ounces? Is this a day?
Yeah, absolutely a day.
So that means I'm looking at drinking 8 20-ounce bottles of water.
Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be hard to do. I mean, because, the biggest problem that a lot of us have, our body relies on water to function, right?
Right.
And so if your body is not hydrated enough, what happens is your shit starts shutting down. Wait. Are
you trying to tell me I won't shit anymore? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. It makes it makes it harder to push. It will make it harder for you to shit because,
listen, I must be really good, really hydrated because before the show, everything came out nice and smooth. So I guess I'm doing okay.
Well,
I don't count the amount of water I drink, but I know it's not 8 bottles. That's kind of crazy.
It should be. I mean, truly, it should be at a minimum. You need to be drinking at least 100 ounces of water a day at a minimum.
Yeah, 100's fine. I mean, I go through 4 or 5, but yeah, and that's again 20-ounce bottles, and but your
piss will also tell you how hydrated you are, right?
Oh yeah,
you knew that.
Well, I don't listen to my piss talk, but what is it going to tell me?
Well, look at the color of your piss, right? If it's clear, then you have your body is hydrated, right? If you got clear pee, that means your body's properly hydrated. Now, the more yellow it becomes, that is the more dehydrated you are.
Oh, so if I'm pissing the same color as my orange I just had, then I'm in trouble.
Oh, you're in severe trouble. You better get your ass to the hospital. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, there you go. This has been Health Tips 101 brought to you by the Philip D. Blackman Show. You can catch him on YouTube and get more colorful tips, especially pea color tips.
Yes.
On the Philip D. Blackman Show. And also, of course, we're basically going over mental health. Let's try that again. I think I'm turning a little bit mental there. It's Mental Health Awareness Month here, all the way through to the end of May, and each episode on the Philip D. Blackman Show, including the one that just aired ended 30 minutes ago, is being dealt with mental health awareness. And Philip, what did you discuss on today's show?
Man, tonight we talked about cleaning your negative energy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I mean, we got to clean out like spring cleaning, right? We got to clear out our negative energy in our lives, and we got to remove the toxic traits, this dead weight, these energy thieves, these people who just suck the life out of everything that you do. Man, if you want a better life, man, you're the sum of your surroundings. So start cleaning out, get rid of this negative shit in your life. That way, you know, because if you take care of you, then everything else falls into place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to make sure that you're happy inside and out. And other people, and this is what my therapist is telling me, it's like other people, and that includes my wife, other people are not going to go ahead and make you happy. You need to make yourself happy.
That's it.
Not to say that my wife isn't going to try and keep me happy or make me happy or do things that make me happy. But it's the same thing. It's like, if she's doing all this, maybe I still feel negative and I don't accept it. So what she does really doesn't help. I have to accept that, and I have to go ahead and bring it into me. Yeah, a lot of people are just like, you know, they're very like, oh, you didn't have to. I don't deserve it. No, yes, you do. You do deserve it. If somebody's doing it for you, or if you do deserve it, you go ahead and accept it and take it in with welcome hands. You know, give it thank you. But but the same thing is, you got to find peace. You can't go ahead and think negative all the time.
You know, I told my wife, man, it's been several years ago. I told her that I have officially retired, right? And she said, "Well,
you said that already." Yeah.
I said, "No, I've officially retired myself from the job. It's not my responsibility to make you happy anymore. All right, that your happiness." Well, no, hey, you know what? Because my wife knows that I can be philosophical. She didn't pick up the knife, right?
No. She walked over to the kitchen and said, "You want to repeat that?"
Well, what she did is she waited. She let the battlefield develop. It's called tactical patience. And what she did is she understood that what I was saying was, and same for you, Charles, your job is not to make Alyssa happy, and her job is not to make you happy. Happiness is an internal construct. Mm-hmm. It's not your job to make her happy. Happiness is found within her. Now, can you contribute to happiness and unhappiness? Absolutely.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it is solely your responsibility. You and her and my wife and me and anybody else who's listening, it's our responsibility to control our own emotions, right? No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. So
amen.
You have to control your own emotions. You have to control your own happiness. You are the one who decides if you're going to be happy or not. Some of the happiest people in the world are people who have the least.
Yeah, that's true. It's like they always say money doesn't buy you happiness. I'll tell you one thing: it definitely puts a good down payment on it, though.
I mean, yeah, we all want to try it, though. We all want to go find out for ourselves.
Yeah, listen, I don't believe you. Listen, do me a favor. Give me $1 million. I'll do my month of research and I'll get back to you. You know what I want to do? I want to go ahead and be in that movie Brewster's Millions. Have you ever heard of that movie? Have you ever seen it?
Hell yes.
Oh yeah. Give me $30 million to go ahead and spend for 30 days. I don't care if I get the big one or not. I'm gonna have fun with that $30 million for 30 days. Hell yeah.
But the psychology behind that was pretty amazing, right? So here's 30 million, go blow it. That way you're tired of spending money. That way you can appreciate. And that's kind of
it wasn't even that. Story. It's blow it, but have no assets. Yeah. You can't own anything. You can't buy a car, can't buy a house. You have to go ahead and rent stuff. You have to go ahead and get stuff that's food, it's people consume it, it's done. It's kind of hard. It really is difficult to go ahead and spend that type of money without having any assets. So, but yeah, the bottom line is money doesn't make you happy or doesn't always make you happy. It's how you feel inside, because you can go ahead and have all the money in the world, but if you feel like crap, you're still going to feel like crap.
Happiness is the only thing that you can control, right? So, you were brought into this world. There's only two things that you were brought in with, and only you can fuck it up, right? Your integrity,
true,
and your name.
Yep.
Those are only two things you're given in this life, that you have the control to either make it stronger or make it weak.
Yep.
Right. So, take care of yourself. Get out of this notion of worrying about trying to make your wife or your husband or your kids happy. No, happiness is something that they got to find for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You got to, and so quit trying to, well, I'm trying so hard to make her happy. Well, that's your fucking problem. Quit trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah. Because I'll guarantee you, it's like, if you ask your wife, what makes you happy? I don't know. That's probably the answer you're gonna get. I mean, maybe you'll get like something like, well, seafood makes me happy, or my wife in particular, it's like Cabbage Patch dolls make her happy and stuff like that. So it's like, but it's like, that only makes you happy for a little bit. What really makes you happy? What really is deep down in there? And what Philip was trying to say, as he was talking on the show today, get rid of all the negative shit out of your life. Negative people, negative Nancy's, negative Adams. Get rid of them all they're not worth it. Even if they've been friends to you, they're not friends if they're going to bring you negative.
That's it.
So make sure you go ahead and do that. We got another 11 days to go before the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. But again, we all keep preaching. We should not limit it to a month. We should limit it to all year round.
Amen.
You know somebody that's struggling, depressed, in a bad spot. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need to be a psychiatrist. Reach out, help out. How can I help? Try to see if you can get them to talk. Billy wanted to go ahead and do some shameful plugs here. I hope you don't mind me advertising a little. One of our best products that he does there on AOW Radio or AOW broadcast is Fuel Up. It's fueluphydration.com. Go ahead and visit them, fueluphydration.com. And of course, there's some home extras on there, but the main part there, fueluphydration.com. Make sure you go ahead and visit them. And they're a sponsor of Billy, Bad Billy. They're definitely welcome here to be advertised as well. So,
hey man, I always tell people Pedialyte, and that's the cheapest, quickest, most efficient way to get electrolytes in your body is Pedialyte.
Yeah, isn't that one the commercial? The guys over there and taking that big thing, and the little girl's like, "That's mine." Is that it? Right? That's it. Oh my God, I feel so bad. It's like, how the hell are you doing that to your daughter? Come on, man.
Hey, it works. It works, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know if you drink.
Listen, I'm not denying it works, but get your own damn jug.
There you go. Now, I don't, Charles. I don't know if you're a drinker anymore.
No, not really.
Yeah, I quit.
I mean, I'll do a few shots. Like I still got some alcohol to make some Butterfinger shots, but that's about it.
Well, I tell people, the best cure for a hangover is Pedialyte. That's why your head hurts, because you're dehydrated. A headache is the first sign of dehydration, period.
No, my head hurts because my wife keeps smacking me to stop snoring in the middle of the night. I wake up with a headache and I'm thinking, why the hell do I have it? Well, it's because I wailed you a couple of times to stop snoring.
Yeah. That's called a sleep apnea. A little CPAP might actually help.
Yeah. I don't really snore unless I'm laying on my back. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dehydration, a headache's always the first sign. So if you're sitting around the house and you got a headache, unless you suffer from chronic migraines like I do, man, dehydration is if you're ever wondering if you're dehydrated, man, that headache is going to be the first sign to let you know that you need to start pounding some water now.
Oh, Billy was saying it's not one of his sponsors. They sponsor the company he works for. All right, so but it's still though. Hey, if Bad Billy's going to go ahead and put his time and effort into typing those words and put him in my chat, well, God damn it, we're going to bring it out there. So how you like that? FuelUpDehydration.com. That's FuelUpDehydration.com. Call them toll free. 1-800-FUCK-ME-UP. 1-800-FUCK-ME-UP. All right. By the way,
I don't think that's the number, but
that wasn't it. So, but by the way, 813-699-5353. We actually have a something else I wanted to share with you. By the way, oh my God, I keep forgetting about this. We're 37 minutes into the show, and I forget in 23 minutes we're going to be joined by a Wade Hollywood Williamson. He is the host of the Crime and Entertainment podcast, which you can actually check out there on all major platforms: Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, etc. Crime and Entertainment podcast. They also have their own merchandise, which I'm taking a look. It's pretty snazzy. I'm actually going to see if I can go ahead and maybe get a free shirt from Hollywood. We'll see about that. But
hey, it's free advertising. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk with him around the 8:00 hour. He'll be in for the second hour, and we'll talk about his podcast. He basically goes into all these types of bad guys. Like if they've done a crime, well, guess what? We're interviewing your wife of a crime or something like that. He says he's even talked to mobsters. I mean, how scary and cool is that? Go ahead and talk to a mobster. I don't know about mob bosses, probably like, second or third string people that are on there. But it's like,
you don't talk to the Don, right?
Oh, you ain't talking to the Don. He's not going to make you an offer you can't refuse. But yeah, he's not going to do anything like that. He may like say, listen, I got a few, listen, you having trouble with your marriage? I got a few spots that I could go ahead and give you some family counseling, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, just wait till his daughter's wedding, then you can ask him any favor for free, right?
Absolutely. Yes, your daughter's wedding. Yes, hello, Don. Can I have $1 million? Done. Thank you very much. We're going to see about this money buy happiness bullshit.
1,000 thanks. 1,000 thanks.
Thank you. No, $1 million thanks. Yeah. I didn't know
he was Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Cannonball Run, right? Was that what he said? 1,000 things or million things?
I have no idea. That's
1,000 things.
1,000 things.
Oh, what a funny clip, though, man. What a funny movie.
Absolutely. All right, let's so there's one video clip here. If I can get into it real quick. All right, now I'm gonna have to set this up, so it's gonna come through kind of crummy, so I apologize. Yep, it's gonna come so, but I'm gonna blow it up. So you probably seen this, and I'm not sure, but apparently this bitch went McCrazy, and I say Mick crazy for a reason. Oh.
There you go.
Oh, there's no sound to this. So apparently she was very disappointed. Went back and just like, yeah. Now you see this little thing right here. Here, let me pause this real quick. You see this little thing right here? There's a gap in this counter. And I think whoever made this or whoever did this, big fucking mistake. I'm sorry. There needs to be a door with a lock or some type of internal lock or whatever. Let's keep going. There's actually another 45 seconds of the shit.
So it looks like the speaker's muted on the video.
It is. Well, it's muted. There's actually no sound to this.
Okay.
So I'm thinking there's actually no sound to the video. So there you go. It's like, I'm going to call you, bitch. I'm going to call you, bitch. I'm taking my cell phone. I mean, listen, you should have had me with 2 slices of cheese. I mean, McDouble, not 1.
This right here is proof that social media has made people way too comfortable, right? With talking shit, not expecting to get punched in the mouth.
Agreed. Because you can't do that. Well, actually, I take that back. There was a video clip of somebody doing the exact same shit at McDonald's, but it was a guy, and he got knocked the fuck out.
Man, I'm telling you, ain't nothing like some hot coffee to the face to change her mind. Oh, get out!
Oh, there we go. Now the entertainment part of this clip, everybody.
Stay classy.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for that.
Jeez, oh Lord.
Holy shit. That had to throw in the little ghetto booty dance going on over there.
Man, if you are not an abortion supporter, that right there.
There you go. That should have been a statistic right there. She should not have made it. Do we sound bad for saying that?
Hey, no.
But Billy, let me ask you this though, really seriously. I mean, listen, I understand, abortion rights. We're not going to dive down that rabbit hole, even without the person on here. But I'm just saying, it's like, there's a lot of rights out there. But when we take a look at some of this, why do we automatically think that it's because of, they could have been a very innocent kid and they were just raised really shitty. So is that her fault? No, that's the parents' fault. That's the parents' fault for raising a redneck trailer trash. And no offense if you're a redneck, but trailer trash, ghetto, booty ass, stupid motherfucker.
No, I'm not going to put that on the parents, man, because let me tell you something. That is an adult, right? And as kids, we lay the groundwork, but man, we all have to make a decision as an adult. And when you see some behavior like that right there, that's someone who does not need to be a part of what we call civilized society, right? Because who behaves like that and thinks it's okay?
Somebody that doesn't get a McDouble and instead goes ahead and gets a regular single.
Is that what she was upset about?
No idea. Apparently, she didn't get the meat.
Yeah. Judging from her twerking skills, I can understand why.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because apparently she didn't get enough dollars the night before.
I'm telling you.
Somebody wasn't tipping her right. It said there she was pregnant. Did you see a belly on her at all? I mean, I didn't
No. If she was pregnant, she was brand new pregnant.
Yeah, well, could be. I don't know.
But then again, judging from the behavior, it's not surprising that she's some neighborhood clearing barrel. I mean,
I like that form right there. Yeah, she's a neighborhood dumpster.
Yeah,
dumpster fire for that matter. But it's like, things like that. What are they? I mean, how pissed off can you really get? Listen, I got a temper. Don't get me wrong. You go ahead and turn me one way or the other. I can flip on you.
But have you ever had your ass whipped?
Oh no, not severely. No.
But I mean, have you lost a fight?
Oh yeah, lost the fight.
All right. Anybody who's ever thrown hands long enough has lost. You just can't win them all, right?
No, of course
not. That is a person right there who does not know what it's like to get punched in the face. You know what I mean? I mean, and that's kind of, I know it's horrible to say it like that, but truly, people who behave like that.
those people may have gotten punched in the face, cat fights and all that other stuff going down. They just have that arrogance about them. Like, I'm above you. You think you're better than me? Fuck you. I know more about this. I know more about that. They're the ones that are the entitled ones. She's so entitled. Go back there and make your own fucking McDouble. Go back there and make your own fries. Here's a cup. Pay me first. Go back there and make your own shit. Believe me. Do we think that we want to go ahead and spend our $15 an hour going ahead making food for you? Fuck you.
Well, the people like this, and the reason why I ask about the fighting aspect of it is because, a fist fight has a way of humbling you. Even if you win, right? It has a way of humbling you.
Yep.
This person has never been humbled before. And this is a person who definitely, look.
Oh, I don't think they've been humbled even if they have lost the fight.
I'm like you, Charles, man. I do have a temper. It doesn't come out very often. I mean, you really got to fuck with me to get my temper to come out. And when you do, if you see my temper, you're fixing to get punched in the mouth. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying that as a tough guy, but if I get mad enough to raise my voice, I'm throwing hands.
Yeah,
because I try to be that
unless somebody else is carrying like an 8-inch switchblade on you.
Hey, I'm always carrying something better than a knife.
That's true. That's right. I keep forgetting. See, I'm not a gun guy.
Well,
maybe I'm in the wrong on that one, but I'm not.
I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter, and the only time that I'm ever going to lose my shit truly is if you're messing with my wife. If you put my wife or my son in any danger or my family in any danger, then it's game on. But for the most part, I'll get mad, but I'll usually keep it to myself and then, go vent somewhere else. You will never find a video or you will never hear of an instance where Philip Blackman behaved like that.
Let me ask you this, and because we're talking on the subject of mental health and stuff like that, when you do get upset, how much can you take in before it explodes? I mean, do you, like you said, you very rarely see you get upset, but I know that inner tank is boiling. I mean, is there a point to where it just won't take anymore and you just explode at that moment?
No, I don't explode. I mean, but here's a great example. I mean, and I know you've seen me unbelievably pissed off. You just may not have realized it.
Probably. Right? I think I can think of one reason.
And so we're on the same page. And my wife was watching. I told her, I was unbelievably fucking mad. And she goes, "Oh, I could tell." But for the casual passerby or observer, they couldn't really, they just, all right, so Blackman's a little annoyed. No,
you kept your professionalism, you kept your cool. So I get it.
If I could have reached through a camera,
all right.
No. What I'm talking about when I get angry, when I get to that point to where I'm on the verge of losing my mind, it's that point right there that usually I will walk away because I can take an unbelievable amount of shit. But so if you ever see me explode, it's dangerous for a lot of people around me. So,
all right.
So getting mad over social media, over a camera, over a telephone, man, fuck that noise. I ain't got time to chase those birds, man. I just, I keep that negativity away from me.
But you're retired. You got all the time in the world.
Of course. And that's why I don't worry about, everybody losing, but I don't sweat this little shit that I can't control. People that make an ass of themselves, there's nothing that I can ever say when someone starts showing their fourth point, right? When they start showing that fourth point of contact, there's nothing that I can say that's going to change anything. They are doing all the damage to themselves that they need to. They don't need me adding to it. Yeah, I mean, they're showing their true colors. So I'm not going to be a part of that.
Yeah, I get you. 813-699-5353. I see Hollywood Wade is actually in the backstage right now. So he looks like he's getting his camera and audio set up. So what we're going to do to kind of go ahead and keep ahead of the times, we're going to take our break. We're going to go and play a couple of songs here from Excel and Of Eyes That See. Underground rock music coming your way here, so enjoy it. And on the other side, we'll have Hollywood Wade Williamson on the show. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back right after this. Like I said, right after this.
Stay where you are. The Charles Richardson Show will return after this.
I don't like the way your mother treats you. She knows you leave on, and there's nothing that she can say. She can't riding on a train out of South Station into the bright lights with a New York City shine. Take on a brand new name, forget about who you were, and tell them you're from LA. It's all part of the game. And now she's love on a silver screen, on the cover of a magazine. She's a picture of perfect life. It's the child and grown up the skies. Open your eyes, baby, you're my star. The static walls are coming down on you. Any moment you'll be fine. Tell them all to go straight back to you. And now she is love on a silver screen, on the cover of a magazine. She's a picture of perfect life, just a child and a grown up the sky. She's love on the silver screen, cover of a magazine. She's a picture of perfect life, just a child and a grown up the skies. Open your eyes, baby, you're my
I can't make you understand. It's not my choice to make. Give up all of my plans for you and me. I can't take all that you have. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I believe in you. Will you believe in me? If I give you the world, if I give you my life, would you sit through it all and trust in me tonight? Give me hope, give me a sign. Take my hand and I'll be the one to show you right from all the wrong you see. To feel freedom, to feel life in everything you do. I give it all to you. I believe in you. Will you believe in me? If I give you the world, if I give you my life, just within your reach. Let's show you what it means to be endless. My hope for you would never die. My love would never fail. Your wrongs would be made right. We'd be I believe in you. Will you believe in me? If I give you the world, if I give you my life, would you see through it all and trust in me tonight? Endlessly.
Thanks to the Amazon Echo, you can do everything from ordering pizza to streaming music with a simple voice command.
Alexa, play something slow on the country music station.
Okay, here's what I have for extreme constipation. To help relieve constipation,
Unless you have a southern accent.
small step stool while you are sitting on the toilet.
That's why we're introducing Amazon Echo for Southerners. It's packed with the same power and performance as our regular Echo, but built exclusively for Southerners.
Alexa, add biscuits to my grocery list.
Okay, adding flour, baking powder, sugar.
No, canned biscuits.
Why on earth would you do that? Did somebody steal all your mixing bowls?
Our new Southern Alexa is perfect for every member of the family, especially the little ones.
Cheetah is. Tiger is. A cheetah is. Tiger is. Alexa, which one is faster, a cheetah or a tiger?
That's not how you ask a question.
Please tell me which one is faster.
That's more like it. A cheetah can run up to 80 miles per hour, nearly twice as fast as a tiger.
Ha! Told you so.
Excuse me, young lady. Aren't you forgetting something?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Southern Alexa also provides accurate weather updates.
Alexa, what's the weather going to be like today?
Well, my left knee is acting up something awful, so we're probably due for a gully washer.
All right.
Southern Alexa, available in burlap and reclaimed barnwood. Monogramming sold separately.
We're back to the best show you have never heard of. That's the Charles Richardson Show.
And welcome back, everybody. Back to the Charles Richardson Show. I want to show some love out to Hull Culligan Contracting. You know how to get a hold of them. Our boys over there, David, and of course his lovely wife, Karen. I want to go ahead and show some love to them. Make sure you give them a call, 941-204-1264. They handle everything. Home improvements, lawn maintenance, car maintenance, repairs, and of course, they do hauling. Hello. 941-204-1264 if you're down here in Southwest Florida, or hell, even any part of Florida, and they are nationwide. They go ahead and travel to you. So give them a call, see if they can go ahead and help you out. 941-204-1264. Hard work and fair prices. That's what they do. That's what they do. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest. He is the host of the Crime and Entertainment Podcast, where you can go ahead and listen to your favorite mobster. Who knows? You can go ahead and hear somebody from Chicago who maybe have went ahead and made you an offer you can't refuse. You don't know. Let's go ahead and welcome up Hollywood Wade Williamson. What's going on, sir?
How you doing, my friend? Glad to be here.
Welcome to the show. So, Hollywood, what made you want to go ahead and interview people out of the pen?
Well, it actually started with a passion to do a true crime podcast on, like, certain cases. But to be honest, when I got to looking at it deep, the market was so saturated with true crime podcast. I was like, it's really going to be hard for me to find my niche, because there was just so many of them. So what I decided was just kind of tweak it just a little bit, make it crime and entertainment. And then with that entertainment aspect, I can interview people really from all walks of life. People that have played criminals on TV, because I've interviewed some actors, people that have done a little bit of both. And my first interview was actually with a guy named Lilo Brancato, who was in the movie Bronx Tale, if you remember, with Robert De Niro and Chaz Palminteri. He was the main character, Calogero, in there. So he had acted in a bunch of stuff. He was in The Sopranos, Renaissance Man, Crimson Tide, and then he got hooked on drugs and wound up being in a botched robbery that resulted in a police officer getting killed. He didn't do it, but somebody else did. And he wound up doing, I think, like close to 12 years in prison. And that just kind of started the ball rolling. And it went from actors to drug smugglers. And then I had some guys that were moles in the FBI or worked for the FBI as a mole that were in the mob. And then eventually some mob guys, but it's not all mob. I mean, I've interviewed former porn stars. I've interviewed actors, writers, drug smugglers, drug kingpins, military members. It's all across the board.
So basically, like you mentioned, when you go ahead and hit the entertainment part, you got the porn stars, you got the sluts, you got to go ahead and get these people here that go ahead and give back job blowjobs for $5.
Exactly.
So you basically cover it all, but you got a cool name to go with it.
Right. That entertainment part puts it out there where you can I could really interview any fucking body. There's really no caps. Yeah. If you're not a criminal, the crime part don't have to apply to you. You can just be entertainment.
Also, you're equal opportunist then. Everybody's
exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, hey, I gotta hit it out, Rad. I gotta talk about this turd in the punch bowl. Wade, where are you from?
I am from South Carolina. And I knew that would come up of where Hollywood Wade comes from, right?
Well, no, yeah, absolutely.
Wait. What's wrong with South Carolina? I've been through South Carolina. I know it's pretty cool.
No,
there's mountains there. There's a lot of people that bury out there. I mean, that's
born and raised in Texas, man. I have an accent. I don't hardly hear it. Everybody else does, right? So I hear Wade, and I'm like,
I thought you were from Canada.
I hear Wade, and I'm like, man, that's what people hear. It's always cool to hear somebody with that has that Southern drawl like I do. And God damn it, man, it's great. Thank you for bringing some class to the Charles Richardson Show.
Wait a second. Hey, what does this button do? All right, here we go. So now we got Philip. Philip is going to go ahead and give us 50% less talk right now because obviously, Wade, you went ahead and you now have the accent. I don't need Philip anymore. Wade's got the accent. No, I'm just kidding, Philip. You go right ahead.
No. You know what? I'm out.
Fuck you, man. Come on, man. Damn, man. Now I had all these questions in my head. Now I'm drawing a blank.
All right, so here, let me help you out.
Go ahead. I'll help you.
Crime and entertainment. So, what is your favorite person to interview? Who's your favorite person to interview?
That I've already interviewed?
Yeah.
I had a ball interviewing Tom Sizemore.
Wow.
He was an actor he's been in a ton of shit, man. He's been in Saving Private Ryan, Natural Born Killers, Heat, The Relic. I mean, he's been, all kind of Harley Davidson, The Marlboro Man. I mean, just a ton of shit.
Oh, yeah.
And we had our 2-part interview because we actually stopped it. And he was like, look, he's like, I'm getting kind of tired. He's like, I don't want to end it. He said, I'm having fun. Can we pick it back up and finish it tomorrow? So we've done like an hour and a half one night and then like another hour and a half the following night. And really just talked about everything, man. I mean, we talked about the state of the movie industry and how Netflix has really changed the game for actors. We talked about some mob stuff as well because he portrayed John Gotti in a movie called Witness to the Mob. We talked about his time, obviously with Heidi Fleiss and then his stint in rehab and then his times working with De Niro and Michael Mann on Heat and then working with Spielberg on Saving Private Ryan and Tom Hanks. He told some interesting stories on his brief time working on Pearl Harbor with Michael Bay and Ben Affleck and all those guys. So just, he's worked with the best there is to work with in Hollywood. So that was a real fun interview. And he's not candid about all of his troubles and struggles either. So he's pretty open about it. He's not somebody that glosses over it. He takes it head on and, he's still working. He's got over, I think 200 something movies under his belt, and his movies altogether have garnered over $2 billion at the box office.
Well, as long as he didn't have like the Backstreet Boys agent, he should be making out pretty good. Just saying. So the stuff like that, people like that there, where they've dabbled into the movies and everything like that. No, they're not Ben Affleck or anything like that, but still, it's like you're gonna have that head there where it's like, hey, listen, I was in that movie, I made some money, but it's like they're pretty open to go ahead and say, hey, yeah, this is my real life. This is, I'm a real person just like you. I shop at Walmart or I shop at maybe the delivery. I don't want to get noticed or seen anywhere. The amount of people, and I'm taking a look over here, Jasmine St. Clair, you interviewed Larry Hankin, Michelle Black. You actually went ahead. There's an episode there on May the 2nd, Family Secrets of the Chicago Outfit. Was that had anything to do with the people that were portrayed on the movie Casino?
That has everything to do with the people that
That's
portrayed
what I'm talking, because I know it was Operation Family Secrets that took out Joe Pesci's character.
Well, yeah, that's how they took down who committed the murders. See, in real life, he was portraying a guy named Tony the Ant Spilotro.
Okay,
and it did go down similar to the movie. Him and his brother. It didn't happen in a cornfield like the movie. They were actually summoned back to Chicago, and this is all from the best of my knowledge from who I've interviewed.
Right,
that's pretty reliable. They were summoned back to Chicago, and the premise, I think, of the meeting was that Mikey was going to get a bump, and they were going to more or less make Tony kind of a figurehead out in Vegas. And they took him to a house, and I think it was Bensonville or Bensonhurst, one of them, and they were pretty much beaten to death in the house. Then transported to a hole out in the field in Indiana.
It's pretty close. I mean, you talking about beating out there in the cornfields and a hole in the cornfields. Kind of, it's not that far. I know it was loosely adapted from a real crime family story. And listen, I love the movie. I can't. My wife hates it because it's like, oh, so much violence, so much murder. But yeah, but look who's banging. You got Robert De Niro. Look who's banging. Oh my God. It's like
a great movie, man. That's a fantastic movie. And that whole story is just really crazy. Just everything that happened and went on out there. And I've interviewed, there was a guy named Red Wimette. That was the guy I was telling you about. That was the mole for the FBI. So he knew all those guys in real life. Another guy named Chuck Maselli grew up around a lot of those guys like Joey Lombardo. He grew up around the guys that were still based in Chicago, like some of the, you had the flashbacks of the old timer bosses back home. That's who kind of he grew up around. So a lot of insider information and really cool. And I'll kind of drop this. It's maybe some breaking news there. I'm going to be interviewing Oscar Goodman, who was the lawyer for Tony Spilotro, Meyer Lansky, and a lot of those guys back in those days when they were out in Vegas, who was later the mayor of Las Vegas from 2009 to 1999 to 2011.
All right. Philip has shown me in the private chat here that he has a question. He doesn't want to go ahead and use his Southern accent to ask me permission. So go ahead, Mr.
Charles. I don't want to step on your delicate sensibilities.
That's right. Exactly.
So Wade, I cover politics. I cover news. I cover a lot of mental health. So there's always a degree of homework, right? Because, because it's so multifaceted, right? How many different stories come from so many different directions. And for me, when I do my shows, I always try to, there's three truths to every story, right? One side A, side B, and the side that really happened. So when you're doing these cases, and first off, I'm gonna hit you with a multi-pronged question. So the first one is, how do you determine or how do you figure out which direction you want to go? Like, hey, I want to study on this crime here, because there's got to be shit out there that you haven't seen. So how do you choose your topic? And more importantly, how hard is it? How much research goes into your shows? Because you can't be the guy that has no questions for a guest coming on. There's always a reason. So how do you get to that position to where, you decide, hey, this is where I want to go, and this is how I find the real truth?
Well, that's kind of a duck out.
No, that's all you. Go ahead.
It's all you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm producing here, so I got to make sure that the real star is on here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm new to StreamYard, so I thought everybody cut out and left me.
No.
Okay. So when I'm picking a topic, like originally before I had interviews every week lined up, I would pick like a standalone topic and talk about it. Once the interviews started rolling in, then I would just interview each and every week. Now, luckily, when it comes to a lot of this mob stuff, I've kind of been a student of this for a while. I watched a lot of documentaries. I read a lot of books. This bookcase behind me back here is filled with a lot of mob books. So a lot of this stuff I at least have some knowledge on already. And then when it comes to the fact of getting them actually on the show, then I'll go and maybe do a little bit more deeper dive into what they did. A lot of my guests have books, and sometimes they'll send me their books in advance, or either if they have them on Audible, I'll buy them on Audible and listen to them before I have them on the show, just to kind of have an idea of their story and their prep work. So I try to let them, tell the story. I know enough to kind of guide it, but I don't necessarily want to know too much at the same time, because I have a trouble maybe skipping over something that I know that an audience member may not know. So if that makes any sense, I kind of want to learn as the audience learns at the same time, and kind of make sure that I gloss over what I already know. And the interviews, man, I really don't have a set schedule. Like a lot of times it just kind of flows. Like I interview one person and they're like, oh, I'll send you to, so-and-so. And then that's just kind of how it goes. And it's really been going like that for the last 3 or 4 months. Like I interviewed a guy named Brian Whitney who had wrote a book on this guy that worked for the Vice Network. And his job on this particular mission, or I say mission, but a project, was to research how people were smuggling drugs from U.S. into Australia. So in doing this, he decided that it would be a good idea to start smuggling drugs from U.S. to Australia. I guess he liked the money that he was seeing that was being made here. And so he did it, and then he employed other people to do it. Well, like all good things, it came to an end, and they wound up going to prison for it. So he wrote a book about it, and we were promoting it on my show. And then at the end of it, we were talking about some of the other books that he wrote. And he mentioned a book called Storefront Sting, which is about a guy by the name of Lou Velozzi, who was an ATF agent. And he went undercover, and they would have these, whether it be a tattoo shop or a pawn shop. They were basically sting operations, long-term sting operations, where they would buy drugs, guns, or whatever. And then at the end, year and a half, 2 years, they would close up shop and round everybody up. And I mean, he was a fantastic interview, some of the stories that he had. So it really kind of goes like that, man, word of mouth. Once you do an interview with somebody and they like it, they like your style, they recommend somebody else, and it just kind of flows. About every interview that I've had for the last 3 months have been recommendations from somebody else.
Awesome. And yeah, so again, Jasmine St. Clair, I got to ask you, interviewing a porn star, interviewing an adult actress, you went an hour and a half with her. A lot of times you have to pay extra for that. But
yeah, that's above hourly rate.
Yeah. Did you just talk about the adult film industry, or was there a lot of things about her personal life?
There was a lot of stuff about her personal life. Believe it or not, like when people say Jasmine St. Clair, a lot of people think, porn star, and then they remember that she done that world's biggest gangbang that she went on Howard Stern and talked about, and Jerry Springer. But her time in the film industry was actually very brief. I think she was only in there like 3 years, or a little over 3 years.
But she sounds she's like a household name, though. She's only been there 3 years, like she's been there 30.
Well, she done a lot of stuff after that. Like when she was working with Rob Black, who was a porn director, he started getting into the wrestling business.
Right.
And he made this crazy fucking company in California called XPW, who was basically the West Coast version of ECW, who, if you guys ever seen ECW pay-per-views back in the day, those guys were fucking insane. They were jumping off balconies and setting each other on fire and stapling
wire, nails,
yeah, all that crazy shit. So that's what they were doing out there. And she kind of got out of the porn business and rolled over into wrestling. And eventually she would actually go and be a mainstay in ECW as well. But they done a funny interview on the show. It was on the Vice Network as well. It's called Dark Side of the Ring. And they done one on XPW. And one of the wrestlers was saying it was nothing to walk into this place because they had the porn studio and the wrestling place all in the same spot. So he's like, I'm going back there to wrestle a match, and I'm looking at the Statue of Liberty bent over a desk getting railed by 5 ex-presidents on my way to the ring.
So like that's a true battle royal tag.
Yeah.
Right? that was a true
leave the ring and then go to the other ring, right?
Man, I'm getting tired, man. I'm tagging you in. All right, coming on in.
Yeah, but she was fun, man. She talked about her time before she was even in porn. She actually dealt in stocks for a little bit and got in trouble for like insider trading. So there was the crime in her aspect of her interview. So yeah, she was really cool, and she's a lot smarter than I think people would just equate. When you hear porn star, you think, oh well, they have sex for money. How hard is that? But she's actually very smart. She speaks 6 languages. She's got her own podcast Crazy Train. She's a smart bitch, man, for real.
She knows how to say "oh shit" in 6 different languages. Right on.
Yes.
or fuck me, daddy, in 6 different languages.
Yeah. She knows the bad words, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Look, man, you can't go through life seeing miles of dick, in 3 years, right? You can see miles of dick in 3 years. And I mean, you're bound to pick up something.
I did have to ask her. I was like, so the world's biggest gangbang, I think the number was around like 500 and something.
Jeez.
I was like, what exactly constitutes as a one? Like, what do you have? How many? Is it a certain amount of pumps? Is it a time frame? Do they have to go to they, finish off? What constitutes? All right, that's one. And she said it's a time deal. But she, it was just funny because I was like, how the hell do you even advertise for shit like that?
I mean, if you don't mind me asking, not to give too much away, what was the time? How much? Like 10 seconds?
I don't know if she actually said how long the time was. She said it is a time. I watched kind of a documentary on the thing, and I think it's like a minute or two. I believe is the time.
I might make the cut.
Wait a second. Say a minute. Just a minute. We won't go 2. Say a minute. 500 guys. 500 minutes divided by that by 60, which is an hour. That is just insane.
That's a brush.
500 minutes. Can you imagine?
It's an all-day shoot.
Can you imagine how raw that pussy was?
Oh my god! I hope they had some lube.
Hours, almost 8.5 hours.
Yeah, she said it was a full day of shooting.
I bet it looked like a catcher's mitt when she was done. Jesus Christ!
How do you recover from that? Why do you want to? Obviously, it must have been some type of record, some type of pay-per-view deal.
Well, at the time, it was because I think there was one World's Biggest Gangbang that was done. She done the second one, which broke the record. And, she parlayed that. If you look at it, obviously not every girl's going to say, hey, I think I'll, bang 500 guys today. But she parlayed that experience into, Howard Stern spots over and over and over again. She was like Stern's best-rated episode, for years. She was on Jerry Springer, and in those days, man, like Jerry Springer and Howard were hot. That was must-see TV. So she catapulted herself in there, and then she rolled over into wrestling. So, like I said, she's got a mind for the business to stay in front. When she's seen, all right, she come in, she done this in porn, she made her name. Go out while it's hot. Don't ride it and then fade off into nobody cares about. Go out on top, so to speak.
That's kind of loose language there. Don't ride it.
Yeah.
Thank you there, Quagmire. So I'm just freaking crazy, just mind blowing. The people you've dealt with. This is Wade Williamson. He also goes by Hollywood. Mm-hmm. My next question: what brought up Hollywood, Mr. South Carolina?
Okay, so back in the day, when we were still talking VHS tapes here, I was in junior high school. Now, a friend of mine's mom worked at a local video store. It was a local chain, and it's closed down now, so hopefully I won't get any legal repercussions for this. Hollywood. But she was able to bring home VHS tapes because she worked there. And so I would take them back over to my house, and I would double them. You remember I used to have the old 2 VCRs back to back, So I would record them and double them, and I would have like one VHS with like 3 movies on it. And I had, when I say a lot, I had a fucking lot, like a pile, like anything. And I would get them before they come out because lots of times, like if movies were slated to come out on Tuesday, they would have them the previous Friday, to get them ready to put out and everything. So she would bring them home early.
Right.
So I would already have them before some people even had a chance to get them themselves. And we're sitting at home one day, and by that time, the other markets are starting to move in. Blockbuster Video, and then there was another store called Hollywood Video. Now, these were bigger than our little local video store.
Yep.
And we're sitting there one day, and we're trying to figure out what to do over the weekend. And somebody's like, man, let's do like a Friday the 13th marathon, watch all the Jasons. I was like, all right, cool. Where are we going to go get them? Hollywood Video. And he's like, who the hell needs Hollywood Video? We got Hollywood Wade. And that just kind of stuck, and I've used it ever since.
Nice. That's right there. As long as somebody else gave you that nickname,
yeah,
and it's like, I'm going to call myself Hollywood.
Yeah, so it all stemmed from me robbing videos from a movie store.
Wade Hollywood Williamson. He is the host of the Crime and Entertainment Podcast, the main website there, Jagershots.com. Explain that to me.
Okay, so we're actually in the process of getting our own website set up, but the guy that was helping me when I first started was my buddy from high school. He's actually the one that gave me that name. So that's how long we've been friends. that was his website. So it's kind of like when you type in that, it goes to my website. But I'm actually in the process of building my own .com right now. It will be spelled out just like the podcast, Crime and A&D Entertainment. So it should be up here within, I'm hoping, the next month. That we're going to have T-shirts on there. A lot of T-shirt ideas that we've had floating around that people have asked for. Some with our logos on it, some with sayings on it. A lot of mob sayings this people are clamoring for. So we're trying to get it all together. That way when we launch it, it's, full bore.
You can actually go ahead and find him on Facebook. He's got a Facebook page all laid out like he was going to do the website, Crime and Entertainment. Make sure you do a search on that. He's on his way to a lot of people signing up there. The last post there was hang on, we got a call. Last post there was a couple of days ago. I guess you did one with talking about Johnny Depp and what's going on there. Give me just a second. Let me see who's chiming in on this interview. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Charles, it's Jeff. How are you today?
Good, Jeff. What's up?
Hey, I have a question for Wade Hollywood Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Brother?
How you doing?
Johnny Depp. What do you think about Johnny Depp? Also, what's up, DJ? What's your name? I love you. I love your shirt. You're a patriot, man. I'm gonna call you DJ Patriot.
Nah, my name's Philip. It's my initials, my logo for the show. Thank you,
Jeff. All right,
okay,
thank you,
Johnny Depp. What do you think about Johnny Depp? What do you think about Johnny Depp?
What do you mean, just like his situation, or just him as a person?
Situation. Do you think should that do? Excuse me. I forgot what I've been hearing a lot about Peter. Let's do something. Pete Davidson leaving SNL. I'm happy for him. I am not an SNL fan. I think that he should leave SNL. It's his decision.
So, all right, Jeff. I'll go ahead and take it from here. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Yep, you too. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. So Johnny Depp. The situation that's going on with him and Amber Heard. Amber Heard apparently doesn't like to use the bathroom. He likes to use Johnny Depp's pillow.
Right.
So what do you think of the situation, what's going on here? Apparently, it just seems like a really ugly battle, and it's being brought on TV. Is this good or bad for them?
Well, it's bad for her because I don't think she's coming out of this in any good light. It's embarrassing for him. I don't think it's bad for him, but there's only one thing, and that last post you were just mentioning with one of my most recent guests, Dave Iacchetti, is I said there's only one thing I can think of that'll make a man put up with someone quite that long. When they shit in your bed and they cut your finger off and they're crazy as hell, the sex has got to be off the fucking charts. Is the only thing I can think of.
That's what I'm thinking. It's not Jasmine St. Clair, but it's Amber Heard.
Yeah.
So Amber needs to be on porn right now. She needs to go ahead and open up her OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. Oh God, that would pay off all them debts they said she's going to give off. She could open up her own. That would be crazy.
The publicity alone is going to make her plenty of money off this.
Yeah.
Well, Carmen Electra just opened one at 50 years old.
Yeah, and she, I think, what made like a couple of million. I'm not going to speculate on that. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and visit Crime and Entertainment on Facebook. And yeah, the last one there you were talking about Johnny Depp and everything like that. So explain. So you're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You got any other links there? Because I see the link there on the last episode.
Yeah, we're on. I don't put every single one of them on there just to bog it down. I know those are the big ones, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. But we're also on the Stitcher app. I like to tell a lot of people about that for the podcast because you don't need a subscription for that.
Yep.
So a lot of people I know are hesitant, especially old. I tell my mom, I was like, Mom, you got to hear my show. She's like, I ain't putting my information in there to get on no subscription. And I'm like, well, shit, you get the Stitcher app. You don't need it for that. Now, I think they have a premier plan you can go to get other stuff, but mine's on the free platform. And so that'll work with Android or Apple, whatever phone you have. You can download the Stitcher app. There's tons of good podcasts on there, but just search mine first and I'll put that in your favorites. But yeah, I think we're like everywhere but Pandora for some reason. Pandora just don't want to fuck with me for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, screw Pandora. Pandora don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm just saying. It's just like... I think Pandora is such a waste, to be honest with you.
I don't know anybody that uses Pandora anymore, to be quite honest.
You also talk apparently. No, hang on a second. I'm in the wrong one. I done fucked up.
Imagine that.
Oh yeah, imagine that. You can go bite me. I just lost my page. Sorry about that. Let's try this one. Now, because I was going to talk to you about an episode, but I just lost everything. Here we go. There you go. Apple Podcast. There we go. By the way, Apple, I hate, but the podcast site, I kind of have a love for it.
Yeah.
Jeff, the answer, it's right there on there. Crime and Entertainment Podcast. You can go ahead and listen to it. Now it's asking me for a link, really?
Well, I just went in. I went ahead and I liked it because I appreciate, man. We're a crime family. I mean, we First 48. You know, we're always watching. You know the what's going on. So I mean, you definitely have a niche audience, obviously, and I mean, people want to hear these kinds of stories, and that's
right.
That's really cool.
And I mean, the true crime stuff is good too because it brings light to cases that people might not know about. I've heard of cases where murders have wound up getting solved for some of that, and that's good. And I didn't think that with the time that I had, the availability that I had, I didn't know if I would be able to make a good show dedicated to like just true crime, but to highlight stuff like that I've already talked about. I know a lot about wrestling, so that conversation with Jasmine was pretty easy. I've watched a great deal of porn in my day, so that part of the conversation was pretty easy. I've watched a lot of mob stuff, so that's pretty easy. A lot of guys that I've interviewed have been either books I've already read or documentaries that I've seen, so I've kind of already got a basis. A lot of these guys I've seen shows on. My second interview was a guy named Brian O'Day, who smuggled 75 tons of pot on a fishing boat in 2 trips. Right. And I've seen his documentary on a show called Masterminds like years ago. And I even bought his book. I'm talking like 15 years ago. So I hit him up on Instagram and found him. And I was like, hey, man, I just started a crime and entertainment podcast. I remember watching your crazy ass story. I was like, would you come on and tell it? And he's like, I'll tell you what, amigo. He said, if you go to any homeless shelter and make a donation to a recovering addict, he said, I don't care if it's $10. He's like, I'll do your show. So I'm like, fucking A, right. And he came on, and one of my best ones.
There's actually one on here dedicated to COVID-19. Went for a little over 2 hours.
Yes.
Frontline workers on there. What was it like? Did you hear any? Because a lot of what the media presents out there for COVID-19, people say, it's bullshit. They're lying. They're telling us. When you're talking to actual frontline people, did everything match up, or was there something that's like, that this is not all true?
It didn't add up with that one. That was one person who I know. She's a friend of mine, and we didn't put that one on YouTube, obviously, because we wanted to protect her identity because she still works for the hospital. But she felt the need to come on the show and kind of tell what was really going on, at least in our area here in Charleston. Yep. And she said that it just, they were working all these hours and people think, oh, y'all were killing it, money wise. But she said the thing was like to get that overtime, they had to sign up for like the whole month worth of overtime. And if you miss one day, you don't get paid that bonus that they're going to give you.
Bullshit. Wow.
Yeah. And she was like, I asked her one of the key things I was hearing. I was like, well, look, a lot of people are saying, if they put COVID on the death, the hospital gets, extra money. And she said, absolutely, they do. Oh, wow. And I was like, so what is all this money? Where's it going? She's like, I got no idea. She said, it's not giving us more ventilators. It's not going to the nurses.
No,
it's not going to the hospital. It's lining people's pockets. Exactly.
Yeah. That's just crazy. You got a couple of on here. And by the way, just a lot of them. If you go on the Amazon, fuck Apple, by the way. Apple can fucking bite me. No offense. I'm sure that they're great. But if you go on Amazon, on the Amazon Music Podcast home, and you go into crime and entertainment, got all the episodes going on there. We're talking about, we got the J.D. Williams, we got the Lisa Wilcox, but then we have a couple podcasts that are 2 parts. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think, or do you ever like think in your head when you're going to head make this show, make this interview, is how long is too long? If there is a fact, if there is anything like that.
The first one that I made 2 parts, I believe, is Tom Sizemore. And that was because we went an hour and a half. And I was thinking, if it was like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I might go ahead and run it as a 1-part. But we went another hour and a half. So I was like, 3 hours might just turn people off altogether. Yep. I didn't want them to not hear it because it was a great fucking show. Both parts were great. So I split that one. I think that
Tom Sizemore, the first 1 hour, 17 minutes. Part 2, 233.
Yeah.
That was like that's longer than fucking Titanic if you go and put it together.
Yeah, that was going to be a long one.
I'm sorry, you ain't seeing any Kate's boobs on that one. That's 3 hours and 50 minutes of Tom Sizemore. You know what? I'm just curious to think how good that is. I'm just going to go ahead and see.
It's fucking awesome, man. I mean, just like him talking about the training that they did for that movie Heat and all the weapons training that they had, the clip where they're firing off in the street, having that big war. And he said the magazine change that Val Kilmer did, where he's like shooting, then he reloads. He done it on the money so good that clip was actually shown for training Marines. Like, that's how you change a fucking magazine during a firefight, because he was on the money with it.
Yeah, absolutely. On your Facebook, you do have your website up there, crimeandentertainment.com. I know right now it's forwarding over to another one. So when do you plan on having your personal website up?
I'm hoping by July.
By July. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to the website, what is your plan? I know I'm getting a little bit stupid on this one, but do you plan on having like all of your episodes right there without the Apple bullshit, without the Amazon bullshit?
I think I am. I think I'm going to have, obviously, our logo. Then you can have the links kind of set up like a link tree, where if you prefer to go, some people are funny, man. They don't like going through other players and stuff like that. They want to stick with the girl they brought to the dance, I guess would be the term for it. So maybe the hyperlinks, to go to wherever. But just one thing I want to start getting into is the merch line, because I have these certain shirts that I wear from time to time. I'm a big like t-shirt guy with sayings, and I've got shirts that say like "fuck you, pay me," which is the line that Paulie used from Goodfellas. I've got shirts that say everything from "stop glorifying rats" to "snort lines, fuck dimes." I mean, all kinds of different sayings. And what I realized is there is no copyright on a saying.
Oh,
So
really?
you can
That was going to be my question is, would there be a copyright saying?
No, there is no copyrights on sayings. Now, if you have someone's likeness, such as like, I can't see that whole shirt you're wearing, but I'm assuming it's like Killing Me Smalls. Okay, yeah. So like I couldn't put that picture up there. I could put that saying on there, but if I put that picture, then you're committing some copyright violations. I'm sure somebody with the saying lot would, have a letter for you or something. But as long as it's just a saying, you're good. There's no copyrights on the sayings.
Yeah, 70-year-old Smalls are going to say, "I'm suing you for $1.99 for having that on your shirt." But no, so I'm taking a look at some of the shirts on here. Of course, it's a basic crime and entertainment podcast. That's there. It's actually on Amazon Fashion under the Jaeger Shots brand. So you're looking at bringing those along with other shirts.
Yeah. I'm working.
Was there like a bad breakup between you and Jaeger Shots or something?
Oh, no. He has his own podcast that he does, and really he just kind of helped me get the ball rolling, because he's like, "You're going to start doing these interviews. You're not going to need me." And so like in the beginning,
so basically what it is, hey, listen, I'll go ahead and shelter you for like a couple of months, but you're going to have to get your ass out of here.
That's pretty much what it was. Well, see, I went to him for all my tech questions, man. I wasn't hip to all this shit. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't know what a webcam was. I didn't know how to hook it up. I didn't know what mics to buy, what's good, what's bad, condensers, dynamics.
You over here asking me what the fuck is StreamYard? I'm a Zoom guy. I'm thinking, just follow the link.
Well, I've used them before, but like I didn't know if I had to download anything. Like I'm telling you guys, a year ago, I had no experience in this at all. Since then, I've had to, learn my equipment, learn how to edit, all that.
A year ago? I mean,
well, really not a year ago. July was my first episode.
Do you at least know how to get on the internet?
Oh yeah. I could do that, man. I can search for porn like nobody's business.
Right.
Not catch a virus or nothing like that.
That's okay. So that is step one. Search for porn. All right, we got that checked off. The second thing you got to do is find cover up the webcam and just go ahead. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I mean, how long did it take you to learn everything to go ahead and do your first show by your? What the hell is that? Oh, Philip is going ahead. Philip is going ahead and using his own cum cloth to go ahead and cover up the webcam. So just want to let everybody know that's listening.
He must have found a porn video he liked. He's got to handle some business.
No, this isn't a good cum rag because it's still floppy, right? A good cum rag would be just like this, and you know, like a dinner plate.
Yeah. Well, it's all white, so I'm figuring, you know, probably it's all lit. Never mind. It used to be green or blue, and now it's like
right.
Oh,
my closer starts naturally, right?
Now, I bought a piece of equipment, man, called the Rodecaster Pro. I don't know if you guys have heard of that or not.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first piece of equipment I bought. I bought a dynamic mic and then a laptop, and that's kind of what I started with. Now, the first episode that we did, it was him and me talking about a specific murder case. And then once I started like the first Zoom interview, I had to figure out how to work Zoom. So I do a few test interviews with my wife, and she wouldn't get topless on them because she said I might show them to people. So that was unfortunate. But, you know, I kind of nailed down how to do that and just kind of little by little, you know, learned it like I do. I use Audacity to trim all my audio and edit my audio. I use DaVinci for the video. Now, DaVinci, I had to fuck with for a little bit. Like that.
That one's hard. That one's hard to work with.
That took about a fifth of liquor and, you know, a couple of beers. But now that I've got it, you know, I can do it pretty quick now. You know, edit, snip this, put videos in there.
I would think OBS would have been your format of choice.
OBS is too difficult, man.
I thought DaVinci would be a lot harder then.
Well, I mean, it may be, but I've gotten used to it now, and it's my main bitch now. So I don't deal with side bitches anymore. I'm a loyal guy to DaVinci.
No side bitches. You're here from Hollywood. No side bitches. He stays right there on Hollywood Boulevard, literally. Wade, go ahead, man. Plug me what you got. What you got coming up on the show?
I was counting the other day. These last 2 months, I've been interviewing like hell, and I've got 25 interviews in the can. Damn. So I've got enough to do a video for every week. I drop my episodes on Sunday, so if you guys follow along on the audio and YouTube side of things, every Sunday I drop an episode, and I've got enough really to drop one every week for the rest of this year. But every now and again, I think I might drop one during the middle of the week. But I'm actually heading to New York in a couple of weeks from now, and we're going to be possibly shooting something that we're going to be pitching to some, what do you call like a Netflix?
Netflix or Hulu or Tubi?
Yeah, Netflix as a word, like a fucking provider for it. I can't even, it's escaping me right now. But people that do, you know, those like a web docu type series. So we're going to pitch it to those guys. No guarantee they'll pick it up, but, you know, I'm hoping. If they don't, then we'll go to like Tubi and Plex and things like that with it. But I've got real high hopes for it. I can't give out too much information about it right now. Obviously, you guys know how those things are. You got to kind of keep them under wraps and stuff. But if this thing takes off, man, it could lead me to some good things. So I got my fingers crossed. We got a great concept. We're going to be shooting in a studio. So I've got real high hopes for this. So stay tuned. It'll definitely be on the show, all the details and stuff. And, you know, I think we're going to rock and roll.
Wade Williamson, better known as Hollywood, because he always went ahead and recorded 3 movies per VHS tape, which, by the way, is the very low quality, so probably wouldn't be very well on the high def of it. But anyway, Hollywood Wade Williamson, crime and entertainment podcast. Search for it on all the major providers. We're talking about The Fruit. We're talking about Amazon. We're talking about Spotify. Sundays, be on the lookout for new episodes and maybe something in the works out in New York. And we're not talking about the real New Yorker that we know. No, not at all. So, Wade, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on. And listen, keep in touch with me. And if that thing ever does happen, go ahead and pop over. We'll have you back on.
Absolutely, for sure, man. I've had a blast, and I got some people down there in Florida. Matter of fact, that guy that I just interviewed that I was talking to Johnny Depp about, Dave Accavetti, he's out of Florida. So I might be making a trip down there to see him real soon and talk some business. So I hit you guys up.
What part of Florida, if you don't mind me asking?
I think he's in Fort Myers.
Yep, we'll have to keep in touch. I'm like 30 minutes north of Fort Myers.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah,
well, all right, man. Find yourself around Houston, Texas, man. Look me up.
Yeah. You two
right here.
Go right ahead. Yeah, I'm here too. All right, Wade. Thank you very much, man.
Hey, I've had a ball, fellas. I appreciate it. Anytime I come back on, for sure.
All right,
Good
take
luck to you,
care.
brother.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna hit a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Wrapping up the show with Alyssa's good news after a short break.
told me that you loved me, girl. Was that a lie? Now you're running around with the backdoor guy. My friends all say you've been fooling around. Look out, baby, 'cause I'm coming around. Look out, honey, coming after you. I'm gonna get you, baby, while you know it's true. You're just a liar. My friends all say you've been fooling around. Moving and a shaking, baby, all over town. One of these days I'm gonna catch your ass. Look out, baby, time's coming fast. Look out, honey, coming after you. I'm gonna get you, baby, while you know it's true. You're just a liar. My friends all say you've been fooling around. Moving and a shaking, baby, all over town. One of these days I'm gonna catch your ass. Look out, babe, the time is coming fast. Look out, honey, coming after you. I'm gonna catch you, baby, while you know that's true. You're just a liar. You're just a liar. You're just a liar. A fucking liar.
Have you ever felt you wanted something bad? Do not stop before the have and the crave. To do all that's in your power every day. To go far beyond the prayer. 'Cause it is the understatement of the year. To go all out, I'm gonna change my life around. I climbed a mountain upside down. Refuse to think it's hard. All out, I'll stand and waiting every day, ignoring all the storms and rain until I won your heart. You can't kick me down. Are you crazy just like me? Can't you see just how wonderful it'd be, you and I know the insight's coming late, but I'm not shy. And there's nothing I won't try to convince you that it's better to be mine. Yeah, and to go all out, I'm gonna change my life around. I climb the mountain upside down. Refuse to think it's hard. All out, I'll stand here waiting every day, ignoring all the storms that rain until I won your heart. I'll be the shadow on your nightstand, wingman, whip and stuntman. I am anything you want, anything you want, anything you want, yeah. I'm exhibiting your peep show, freak show, pseudo expo. So it's just the understatement of the year. Hey, all out. I'm gonna change my life around. To climb the mountain upside down. Refuse to think it's hard. I let it Florida opened up their beaches and they gon' be mad when all the cases spike. Say governor really dumb, but he won't take the blame when all the people die. Y'all wanna go back to work just to go get infected, working at Best Buy. To all of you conspiracy people, men and women do, but numbers do not lie. Won't lie. Won't lie. Won't lie. Won't You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but you just don't gon' get it if you stay at home. You've been together, oh, you've been together, but you ain't got no worry if you chillin' alone. You started coughing, you might have the wrong. You sweating, you sweating, you sweating, you sweating, you sweating. It's like infection. Oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh. Are you so in denial when you know they not testing here? Wrong night. You might have hit your daddy. You might have hit your granny. You might have hit your mama. You might just start some drama. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Okay, now fellas, yeah. What's cooler than being cool? Not infected. I can't hear you. I said, what's cooler than being cool? Not infected. All right. Now, ladies, we're gonna break this thing down for a second. Now, don't have me break this thing down for nothing. Make sure your man's on his best behavior. And when they make a vaccine, do me a favor. Take it, 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 so we won't get no sicker. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, so we won't get all the geishas and Becky Sue's. Take it, and Lil Mamas too. Please don't get sick no more. You know what to do. Please don't get sick no more. You know what to do. Take it, so we won't know what to do.
Are you here? Shoot us an email and boost our ego at rawtalkonline@yahoo.com.
Yeah, boost our ego, baby. Oh, yeah, just like we boosted Hollywood's ego. Well, thanks again to Hollywood Wade Williamson and the Crime and Entertainment Podcast, which you can go ahead and actually view right there. Currently, Jagershots.com/crime and entertainment. And coming soon, crimeandentertainment.com. So make sure you go ahead and do it. Do it. Uh-oh. I don't know, man. Are we 4 for 4, or did I foul tip this one?
No, I think you did good on this one, man. I think that I think we are 4 for 4.
I'm doing freaking amazing. And of course,
if you can just keep your technology in line,
that'd
be great.
I go ahead and I went ahead. I had the link up for the Apple podcast link, so I saw all his episodes and everything like that. So I went ahead and backed it because I was navigating through the websites and his Facebook pages and all this other stuff. I mean, he's got a lot of content, a lot of links there. He's got his YouTube channel, he's got Spotify, everything. So when I go ahead and click on the Apple podcast link again, it says download Apple Podcasts. I'm thinking, no, I want to click the link and I want to see it here. So it was giving me some fucking issues because Apple wants to be bitches like that.
Yes.
They really do. I'm sorry. Are you an Apple person or are you a Droid?
No, I don't give a shit about Apple. Not even a little bit. I'm an Android guy, man. They just make shit too difficult. That's just me.
And you know what? Apple people say the exact opposite. Android's so difficult. No, it's not.
It's not.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Take a look at this. Okay, you know what that is? And I know it sounds like, oh, that's the ass end of your phone. That little bolt right here, that little port right here,
right?
USB-C port.
Yes.
Do you know how universal that shit is?
It goes to everything. PlayStation 5 controllers, chargers, everything.
Now, take your Lightning line Apple product. And where does that go? Apple only. And it's like 10 times more expensive.
Yes.
Everything Apple has is 10 except for this phone. This phone actually is the most expensive phone out there. It is the Samsung Z Fold.
Jesus.
Yes, the Z Fold.
Brother, I've had this damn phone I've had it for 4 years. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Once I get to my next location, which will probably be up around North Dallas or west of Fort Worth, I should say, out in Weatherford, Texas. Man, I'm going to the old school flip phone. I don't give a shit about these damn things. I hate these damn things. I hate cell phones. Smartphones have a great way of making you look stupid.
Well, yeah, my dad kind of knows about that.
Man, I'm a smartphone kind of guy. I want to have a landline. Man, I hate cell phones because you pay an unbelievable amount of money. I don't know how much did that phone cost you.
So the phone cost isn't quite as important because you can get cheap phones. You can get cheap cell phones.
Yeah,
and 5G model phones.
Nah, this is still a 4G.
Yeah, but you can get it. You can get a cheap 5G phone for less than $300.
Jesus Christ, man! This son of a bitch right here was like $900.
Yeah.
But I got it for a hell of a deal. But
this here.
Oh, do you have any type of wallpaper? Oh, open it up. I want to see what it does.
We're gonna play prices right here. Hold on.
I've never seen a phone like that.
Right, here's my cover. This is when it's folded.
Okay.
But when I flip it open.
Well, look at that.
It's like a mini tablet.
No. That's moving parts is breaking parts, man. I'm rough on equipment, dude.
I had the same thought, but then I took a look at it because I have to see, feel, hold, rub. I have to see everything about the phone. And when I saw this, you're not going to be able to see it, but when I saw this little thing right here in the middle, there is a small crease. It is made to fold. It is made to bend.
Right.
That was the important thing I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure this is what it's made to do it. And plus I have a warranty on it anyway. I have the insurance on it. So if everything goes bad, I just got another one. I mean, I gave it away. $1,800.
Oh no, dude. No, hell no. You know,
Now,
see,
granted,
how many times? All right, so that phone right there. So like this one here, this Android, right?
Yeah.
This case on it's called an OtterBox. I know you've seen them.
Oh yeah. They're the best.
Oh, they're amazing. You can't put something like this on that, right?
Yes.
Oh, you
they have outer boxes for that.
Oh wow.
The outer boxes for this are about $150 compared to $30 or $40 for that phone.
Yeah, man. I spend a lot of time, worshiping the old president of Mexico, Manuel Labor, and man, I'm always dropping my phone. I'm bouncing it off something. You
got that outer box thing. It's going to last forever. Trust me.
Of course. I got
to hit good news so we make sure we're on time. We only got a couple minutes left, so let me go ahead and crank this bitch up real quick.
Is Alyssa doing it?
Yeah, we'll talk about your lack of knowledge of technology another time. Over in Tennessee, actually, there was a dog that snuck into a couple's home and actually snuggled during a storm, right into their bed. A strange puppy. It could have been a door that was left ajar, or maybe a window. Julie Johnson from Tennessee isn't sure. All she knows that somehow, some way, a stranger was able to freely enter her home at night. The stranger, however, wasn't trying to steal, only to snuggle. The brown bull terrier with a golden heart and silent feet crept into the Johnson's homes, jumped right into the bed next to Julie and her husband, Jimmy. Julie and Jimmy. Oh, Julie and Jimmy. You could see the light coming into our curtains in our bedroom, and I felt my husband not just roll over, but kind of startled, almost like a jump rollover, and woke me up. And in the quiet but stern voice, she said, "Julie, whose dog is this?"
Isn't it like the Spuds McKenzie dog?
No. Bull terriers. They're kind of small, but not a Spuds McKenzie. I know what you're talking about. It's a small dog, though. Despite the startle, in such a situation, it didn't take long for Jimmy and Julie to realize the intruder meant no harm and was just 100% content being there. Now, Nyla the dog managed to enter their house without disturbing or garnering the attention of Jupiter Hollis or Zeppelin, the three other dogs that normally sleep alongside the couple. The Johnsons will never know how it ever happened. Now, Julie took to Facebook to see if she could locate the dog's owners, posting a variety of selfies that she took with the pup. Not long after, Nyla's owners contacted them to explain she had slipped out of her collar on a walk the day before, just ahead of a serious thunderstorm. She had escaped into the woods and between the four dog parents. The working theory arose that Nyla had entered the Johnson's house out of fear of the thunder and lightning. Chris Hawkins, who is one of the owners of Nyla, our overly friendly pup Nyla, has hit an all-time record for ignoring personal space and added yet another trick in our long list of Houdini X. That's what he wrote on Facebook alongside the picture. So there you go. Not only did she return to her owner, but she ended up getting a little good night's sleep snuggle during a bad thunderstorm.
I love the good news segment you do, man. They always feel goods.
It is awesome. I agree. I mean, I think that's why we do them. Philip, go ahead with the closing song in the background. Go ahead and pump up your show, my friend.
All right, we got I'm gonna do it really quick. All right, Philip D. Blackman Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. All social media platforms, Mental Health Awareness Month. Join us for every show. We're talking mental health. We definitely could use some more of it. Thank you.
All right, pretty quick and right to the point. I like it.
Hey,
all right, man.
We're out of time.
Yeah, well, that's true. We're hey, you actually kept time of the time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Don't drink and drive, and we'll see you on Monday right here on the Charles Richardson Show. Thank you again. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's true, been there before, but now the sun don't hurt me. It blinded me permanently.